Well. The Shadow Army, the Shadow Syndicate is here, and it's Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time, right here on SK. And if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the like, comment, and don't forget, follow us on the socials, including our Discord channel to keep you up to date with all things activity wise on the Shadow Nose Network, including Pixels, Plastic, and Ink, and also Box Chronicles, and much, much more. Oh, baby, we got a hot show for you this evening. Lots of rumors, lots of pre-orders, a new Blade. I'm very excited about that. If you haven't seen the trailer drop, what does that lead to for the character known as the Vampire Hunter? Also, Amazon found their new Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Do we need another Tomb Raider? We're going to talk about that. Plenty of pre-orders. Mezco drops. We're going to check in on the HasLab Lat. How is that doing? Plus, well, if you weren't with us last week, revenge of the tariffs. And boy, we've got some price increases. We're going to talk toys. We're going to talk pop culture. Stay tuned. Grab your popcorn, your cocktails, or your Fanta. This is Pixels, Plastic, and Ink. Well, as always, we appreciate you all tuning in. And if you haven't already, you can also become a YouTube channel member right here on the show. So check it out. But otherwise, we love that you all hang out with us, whether you're here live in the chat or you catch us on replay. Thanks for tuning in. Well, gentlemen, it is another Friday night. How are you, Mr. Storm?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Looking forward to all the things that are all in pop culture and fandom tonight. So got some interesting stuff we got. I got some unexpected stuff too for people. So don't turn on that LA Charger Chief game. Stay right here for us.
I love it. Dr. Brantley, how are you?
Okay, the Star Trek hat is back in rotation because they actually did an episode that was like 90% not terrible. So that's the best I can hope for at the moment.
Yes. That might be the most shocking news of the night, actually. Mr. Maddox, how are you?
Well, it feels good to be back with everybody. So I'm doing well. There's a lot we got to go over. There's a lot of interesting things, and there's actually a popcorn bucket that I'm very excited about, which we are going to get into a little bit later on in the show. So make sure that you're following along. We want to hear all about your popcorn buckets as well. But yeah, I'm kind of pumped. There's a lot of good information tonight. So
I love it. And also stay tuned. We've been teasing it for the past couple of weeks, but we are inching closer to LA Comic Con. So whether you're going to be watching the LA Comic Con via the social media channels or you plan to be with us live, we'll have an update for you at the end of the show. But let's get right into the world of pop culture. And first on the docket is, well, Blade himself. Blade is back? Is it fair to say he's back? I mean, we haven't seen Blade much. There was a video game trailer that hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
Movie, it canceled. It's back. It's canceled. It's back. I mean, the last time we saw Blade was the actual Blade, Wesley Snipes in Deadpool versus Wolverine. So, gentlemen, your thoughts on Blade's appearance in Marvel Zombies?
There's only ever going to be one Blade.
That's true. Well, it looks like he's definitely for live action making that happen.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a Blade curse, kind of like the Punisher kind of thing, and it just needed somebody. And maybe this is just telling Mr. Ali that he's not the right guy to actually do this performance, because by the time he does begin to be Blade, he's going to be pushing Wesley Snipes' actual age. So it's taking a little bit, but that trailer for Marvel Zombies with Blade versus a zombie ghost, if you haven't seen it, go on. Holy crap. It's like if they could only get this in live action format, that was the whole reason why I'm going to watch the Marvel Zombie series. First of all, kudos to Disney and Marvel for doing this, because I didn't think they had this in them for animation. They're trying to go a little DC you over here, because DC kind of has some really good animation, and I don't kind of like the style of this. I've seen this art style all over the place, but it worked for this, so I'm really pumped for Marvel Zombies. I can't wait, actually. Unfortunately, you know, when it does come out, we'll be in the midst of running for everything at LA Comic-Con. So after LA Comic-Con, I have to see it. So hopefully there'll be no spoilers while we're at the show. But this looks really good, man.
Deadpool and Wolverine changed Disney's mind about R-rated fare.
Mhm.
You know, they're like, hey, we can make a lot of money doing this.
That's what changed their mind. You mean change the pockets?
Yeah.
Let's be
like, hey. And the thing that surprised me about this, it looks like it's essentially a sequel to Thunderbolts, which is kind of cool. It's like, this is way too expensive for them to do live action.
Yeah.
So this is a way to get it out there. But I noticed that they are still pushing this whole thing of, hey, all those old original heroes are dead. Captain America, he's dead. Iron Man, he's dead. Black Panther, dead, you know, and they're pushing this new crew. I'm not sure that's the best way to go, but that's what they're sticking with, and we'll see.
Yep. I remember when the HasLab Giant Man came out, you get the zombie head sculpt. And so everyone was paying up for these. You could get the zombie Cap, you can get the zombie Iron Man, and now they're probably relatively cheap. But as soon as this show hits, they're gonna go back up. So if you're looking to have your own kind of zombie looking set, now's the time to swoop them up, because I think this is gonna be a really big show again and put those figures back into the limelight.
Yeah. Do you think, Mr. Maddox, that is the case? Do you think now, seeing that this whole Marvel Zombie thing's popping up, does this make you change your position on the Giant Man purchase?
No.
Okay.
I just the Giant Man figure is like great, but I'll get it when it shows up in Ollie's. I think, like, well, first of all, Marvel Select, I think, made some of the best zombie like Marvel zombies. So I do want to try to track those down. I do really like those. However, I gotta say this was a little unexpected. Meek said, I'm interested to see how the zombies pans out. I wonder if Robert Kirkman had any input on this. No, it looked enjoyable, so I don't know if he did.
Another guy won't come on the show now.
Yeah, what I'm excited about this, and also like cautiously optimistic, is DC does really great animation, storytelling, and they definitely have their misses, whereas Marvel does really great movies in the past. And so I think if they can get this right and do really good DC level animation, I think that is I think what we're seeing right now, and we'll mark it here. But I think what we're seeing now is that Marvel is DC is gonna start doing better films, and Marvel's gonna start doing better animation. And so I'm kind of curious to see where that pans out. This is exciting. I think it's something that's cool. It's like I like Justice League Dark for DC was cool, right? But I think this should be good. I think it's also coming out at the right time, because everyone will be interested to watch this because of Halloween, but it's not around Halloween, so they're not going to be buried by all the replays of every Halloween ever made. So I'm excited for this. Commander Bly said he can't wait for the Robert Kirkman James Gunn interviews on PPI.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's...
What are better chances, an actual Blade live action being made, or Kirkman or James Gunn being an interview guest on PPI?
Robert Kirkman on PPI.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a little bit more attainable. But doubts if Blade, because again, most people don't know this, but a little hidden fact is if you watch Sinners and you were like captivated by that, well, guess what? You could have been captivated by Blade, because all that whole the set pieces and all the costumes and everything, that was all from the actual not to go to film Blade movie. So they were gonna do Blade in the past, in the Prohibition kind of like era, and I'm so damn glad he didn't do that.
Now, I mean, did he sign the deal? Because this is Mr. Ali. I'm
Well, it's
looking
his
at.
face.
I mean, like, did he sign over his rights, or if not,
He's had a deal with Marvel since like 2020 or whenever that whole thing was.
2019 or whatever.
Well, he must be getting paid, because the likeness. I mean, if he opened this up and it was like, whoa, what's going on here? So. I mean, but then again, didn't Sam Jackson was in the Avengers comic books before he made the big screening? He didn't have a deal, so I don't know. Maybe he's not getting paid for this. We shall see. Hollywood is interesting, but it's clearly him, so they must think it's inevitably going to happen. I love the suit, man. It's cool.
Yeah,
I'm not sold on the suit because
it's like Moon Knight, man. It's
I
like
love Moon Knight,
Blade.
but Blade shouldn't be in a Moon Knight suit. He should be in black leather outfit.
Storm and I talked about this. Like, do you think that this is one where he actually has Moon Knight powers?
I think he does.
Well, look at his eyes are glowing.
Well, not even that. The blade glows as well. So I think that he is now also not only the Daywalker, but also
Fist
Moon
of
Knight.
Khonshu.
And that's going to be extremely interesting. Again, using all of this is a good chance to do different lore, grab some different individuals in that might not want to watch standard the Marvel stuff. You can kind of get the alternate. I think it's fairly smart to do this with animation. You can make it as big as you want to. It's not going to kill your budget. This is the kind of I would say bold moves that Marvel that they've gotten scale. It's the same way where DC was kind of stale in the movies, but they did their animation great. Now you see they're trying to do different things with Lanterns and Superman and everything else. So, I think this only helps the series. And after this, will we see them take more of a mature thought process with more of these Marvel adaptations?
Maybe.
Now, one thing I will say quickly is I heard that they're still taking pitches on how to do the Blade movie from like writing and directing teams. So they have got nothing nailed down yet other than, hey, we got the animation stuff, we can do that fine. But as for the movie, it's like they're still not sold on anything.
You know how you know how to get a Blade movie made very quickly? You put Pedro Pascal in it, baby, and it gets made. Put Pedro Pascal in. Look at Chet's face. Chet's about to log off for the night.
Or here's the best thing too.
I'm over this. I'm out, guys. I'll see you later.
Here's the best thing too. And if our agent is watching, now might be the time they're still taking bitches. Damn it, they haven't heard ours.
Yep.
Damn
and
right.
Tell them that you just pitched them K-pop Demon Hunter, so
exactly
you know what you're talking about.
We got to talk to Commander Bly about that, about the boy band Werewolf Hunters.
We want to see Blade, so we hope this this equates into a Blade live action very soon. Speaking of live action and very famous previous characters, well, Lara Croft is back once again. How many times is she back? It's another time, and this time, well, very familiar with the none other than Miss Game of Thrones.
I will just have to say I did not expect this. This was one that when the casting, first of all, I know that Phoebe Waller-Bridge had that whole big scandal about how they paid her all this amount of money, and that she had previously done nothing in 2 first look deals other than accept the money. That sounds like Bad Robot deal right there as well. But all of a sudden, this thing seemed out of nowhere because they were talking about dropping her and cutting this deal because once the one executive left Amazon, it really became apparent what was going on here. Then they announced that this series is getting done, and then you're looking at the fast track time, production starting in January 19th, 2026, which you're like, wow, yeah, they really did kind of fast track this scenario right here. Look, I think they've, Sophie Turner is a great actress. I did not imagine her as Tomb Raider. We got to see, Angelina Jolie the first time, and I think Angelina Jolie did a decent job. I don't think it was the best written material for her, but I think she did a good job.
I mean, she looked exactly like Laura Croft from the video game.
The
So
second actress, I don't remember her name, forbid, but I thought that it was a better action movie, but it just was no one in the movie that made consequence. You didn't care, other than it was just Tomb Raider in name. But the Netflix series, the animated series they've done on Netflix, which got a season 2, was really good. And I was like, okay, well, this is what we need more of on the live stream. So when I saw this, I was like, okay, well, they've gotten an actress that can really act. Hopefully if you look at all the changes and everything they made through everybody behind the scenes, they've got a producer, because they removed kind of VB's no longer the showrunner. They actually had somebody came in, and they had 2 writers' rooms that they actually disembarked, and then they brought on this guy to write the writers' room, and he also became the showrunner. So that lets me know whatever idea he's wowed him, fan or not of Amazon, I will tell you, when they do series right, from Jack Reacher to Jack Ryan to Bosch to all of the other programs that they've done on there, even a show that Mr. Maddox and I enjoyed, The Bondsman, so pissed that it didn't get to have a second season to it. They get that stuff right. So I think this is probably going to be a better version of Tomb Raider than I think we've ever had a chance to see, man.
Yeah.
Now, Phoebe Waller-Bridge has had a deal with Netflix and been working on this since Fleabag.
Yes.
So that's almost like 10 years or something.
Crazy.
Right? So she's been working on this, and it's come close, and then they stop it. And, and so something finally, I guess, took long enough, but got it going. And I like Sophie Turner. It's a good choice for Laura Croft, I think. But
Absolutely.
So far, Angelina Jolie is the closest that they've gotten to it.
It's gonna suck. Come on, let's just say it's not gonna be great. It's not gonna be great.
I don't really necessarily think that this is going to be that good. Alicia is the last one to do it. I think was in 2018 or something like that. She was okay. She was good. If you want a really good Tomb Raider movie, just play the video games.
Yeah, totally.
What does Laura Croft do? She evacuate ancient excavate ancient dishes and wash them. Yes, correct.
Yeah, Commander Black.
It's not. It's. I don't think it's going to be great. It's just hard to turn. I don't care if they've done it in the past. It's just very hard to make a video game. And I'm always concerned, because even if they knocked it out of the park, the first season, it just they can't get it right over time. The Last of Us being a prime example of a video game adaptation, where I thought the season 1 was decent, and then it's like, what in the hell did we do for season 2? But we shall wait and see on Lara Croft and Amazon. But I think it's time for another segment.
Uh-oh.
Leave the McFarlane. Take the Mezco.
He's never coming on the show.
Look, it's pretty much, let's write off Image Comics. Anyone, if you work for Image, you're not coming on.
Well, look, hey, to be clear, he didn't have vehicles in the back seat. They were figures. Okay?
True.
Okay?
That is
true. If it was a vehicle, it might be a different story. Okay.
True. All right, Mr. Maddox, you want to give us what our 3-tier ranking system in our actual fourth tier is invisible tier.
Yes, I do actually. If you are trying to stay away from that pre-order fatigue that has been happening for the last who the hell knows how many months, probably 34 months, we have a 3-tier rating system that we, while we're not, as they say, financial advisors, we are very much so pre-order advisors because we really haven't been wrong. So we have three things to look out for. One, is it a made figure, which translates into, yes, I'm going to pre-order it. I love this figure. It's fantastic, and I should have had it already. And then you have the forget about it, which is like, yeah, it's probably a good figure, and there's probably people that want it. However, we're not pre-ordering it, but it's worth it if you're into it, and you probably should. Then we have some that come out that are just kind of like, why, like if you think about it this way, like a McFarlane Batman figure, right? That would probably land in lines with number 3, which is needs to sleep with the fishes, and that means
fishes.
sleep with the fishes. It means that you basically there's no point. And then the fourth one is always a surprise when one of us just absolutely does not like those figures. We've had cement blocks, we've had chains, we've had anything you can really think of. So yeah, that is our pre-order mafia. Those are the 3. Pay attention, because if you buy one and it's crappy and you come back and you watch and you realize we told you don't order it, we're going to tell you I told you so. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Will there ever be a figure so bad that the number 4 is the option of Michael Madsen dancing and cutting off one of the figure's ears, like Tarantino style? I mean, will we ever come across a figure so bad that the death is that bad? I'm hoping we do.
I think it just depends on Mattel and their version of DC figures.
That's true.
Because right now,
soon.
If we looked at some of the wrestling figures, like any AEW figure would live in that realm. So,
True.
And that's it. That's Pre-Order Mafia.
All right. Well, first figure of the night, and always just skewing into the right direction. Mezco released their version of the Christopher Nolan and Mr. Bale is so ever popularly done, the Dark Knight version of this. Now, they've done a Batman Begins version. This is actually the Dark Knight, the second movie in the franchise, which some say is probably one of the greatest superhero films of all time that's ever done. I will not disagree with that individual who said that. This is a great figure. Look, Mezco, when Mezco gets something right, they really do get it right. This figure looks like this. Christian Bale's sitting in the chair, and that looks like that's pulled straight from the movie. And I'm like, wow, that's a figure. It's an impressive figure. I love how they have all the grooves and everything cut into it. You really can't tell if this is just an action figure or you're taking a screenshot. I think they've done a great job. And, you know, this is one of the few times, even at the $116 price tag, it's worth it, man. It's really worth it. But that's just my humble opinion. This is one of those made figures for me.
You know what? What's interesting about this is if you've been following along over the past month to 2 months, a company called InArt that does very high-end 1/6 scale primarily figures international dropped this figure before this Mezco release. And the InArt figure is, in my opinion, better. So if I didn't see that figure prior, I would say, wow, Mezco just knocked out of the park. And they did. But if you just search InArt Dark Knight, you'll see what I mean. You see the reviews on it's insane. But I love Mezco. I'm a huge Mezco fan. I will pick this up because it's the best Batsuit, in my opinion, of all time, in many other people's opinion. I watched The Dark Knight 2 nights ago again because it's the best damn comic book film, one of them. I think it's cool. I love the head sculpt, looks great. The sonar eyes in the last part of the movie sequence. It's just so realistic. Mezco makes great quality figures. 116 comparative to what they charge for other figures is right on point.
Yep.
It's a little hard to say, like, if you picked up the in-art figure, which a lot of people did or pre-ordered, you're probably not getting this. So Mezco's like, holy crap. The timing just didn't work, but overall it's still a sweet figure, man, and my favorite Batman of all time. It's a made figure. It's a made figure for me.
Well, you're wrong about the suit, because the best Batman suit of all time has no neck articulation at all. But
that is true.
No,
are you saying Keaton's bat suit's the best? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
And I would even go with Batman Returns over the original Batman, but that's just me.
I agree with that.
But this looks great. I would say this is a made figure, and the smartest thing they've done is put it in these poses from actual, the movie. So I did a double take when I saw these, because they've got a couple of them on their pre-order site, and I was like, oh my god, is that really? Oh, that's the figure. That looks amazing. I would totally get this.
Commander Bly does agree with you. In-art fig is amazing. This also is well done as well. And when you're able to have multiple lines, and those multiple lines are like, you get one figure here, another figure there. I know a lot of these companies don't like to see that happen, but when you can get an offering, like, if you can't get the in-art figure, then you've got an option for this. I think this is where the benefit comes from. Because, sometimes, whether it's a NECA doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or another company, you at least have the opportunity to pick up something that you probably couldn't. That's where I think Mezco has slid itself in and get a nice little niche, because, again, like Dr. Brentley said, I was amazed when I saw the photography and the photos on this. And I was like, oh, okay, well, wait a minute. No, that's actually not the actual movie poster art. That's someone that's reduplicated the movie poster art.
Yep.
It's amazing, man. I just, Mezco, I know we saw him at San Diego Comic-Con, and there was a lot of things to be in awe there. They just keep, taking it up one notch, man. I got to give them credit.
And I love the recent, they're bringing the Dark Knight back into the fold again. There's a lot of the vehicles, the figures, McFarlane. That movie was 2008, 2005 to 2008, I think, or 9 was the last movie. Just before 2000.
Yeah, 2008 was this movie.
Yeah,
2008, and then 2010 or 11 was the last one. So you have a new generation that's being introduced to one of the greatest Batman trilogies of all time, the best. So I love that, but I think everyone is anticipating, will we get the Heath Ledger Joker Mezco? That is what everyone is waiting for, because there's been so many Joker releases in the Mezco line, and I don't know if they have the license, if that's embedded into the film license, if they got to go through Heath Ledger's family. But man, if they release that thing would be sold out like hotcakes.
Yeah.
I know, Chet, you'd pick that up in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's 17. This movie's 17 years old, and everyone still wants everything from it. I have the Mafex. I have the Mafex Joker. I would absolutely buy a Mezco Joker without thinking about it. So, but it's just to think of it. I don't know. I think I heard someone once say who was doing the photos for Mezco, but
it's not 1/6 shooter, is it? He usually does a lot of that stuff. I don't know.
No, it's not 1/6 shooter.
No.
Whoever it is, they're very talented.
Yeah,
and
maybe it's in-house. It might be in-house.
It might be.
They're so big that they might just do it in-house.
Yeah. I will say this too, and we talked about this over on Toy Box Chronicles on Wednesday. I don't know where they're getting a lot of their photographers from, but boy, the game has jumped across the board. Everything that Marvel Legends has done the last several weeks is wow. And then I'm starting to see, I know it's the fall geek out. We weren't going to really talk about this, but Super 7, which we know a guy that does some shots for Super 7. They just released a couple of their kaijus, Godzilla and everything. Whoever took these photos blew it out of the water. So this is becoming an intricate part of the industry, and I really do believe if you're not actually getting a top dude to shoot your figures, then you're not getting the best representation of it. And I'm just glad all these talented and wonderful guys are working.
No, the right shot can sell that figure, right?
Oh, yeah.
You see it and you're like, oh my God, I wasn't going to buy this, but that's cool as hell. Purchase.
Yeah.
It shows the posability too. So if you're like shelf presence or you're someone that likes to take photography and you see it, you're like, holy crap, man, like they killed it. But yeah, it's an art form. It's a definitive art form. But kudos to these companies who have made it even better to be able to shoot. Because I guarantee you those Toy Biz figures were not, you would not see the realism like you do with this figure. You know what I mean? Like lots of plastic, lots of pins. So kudos to these companies.
And shooting it badly, you don't get the detail that's actually in these figures. They spend so much time now sculpting these. It's not just a generic shape of a guy in a suit. You know, no, this is detailed. So that only shows up when you light it correctly and have some atmosphere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Commander Bly, it could very well be. It could very well be.
If it is, it's doing some damn good photography.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
check the hands.
One of us is going to be replaced by AI. I don't know who, you know, but
or have they already?
Should we just let them know that Steve's no longer with us and is replaced by AI Steve? I mean, should we just let them know now? I mean, cat's out of the bag.
I feel like we have to kind of just let it out of the bag.
Yeah, Steve is no longer with us, and AI Steve is with us. Well, next up, another pre-order. Looks like it was all made figures for us here on this one.
Absolutely.
But what's we got another figure we need to talk about.
Unfortunately, it's not the figure in the definitive part of you thinking of a figure. It's about the figure in your actual wallets that we did. And if you are doing as many pre-orders that you're dropping, next week, September 9th, there's another Marvel Legends fan stream that's popping. And then they got New York Comic-Con. So there's going to be a lot of wallets hitting for everyone else. But, we thought we'd go over this. This week, if you were on Tuesday and you tried to order Emperor Doom and you did it first thing in the morning, well, you got it at $24.99. And then if you waited,
oh man, they
like everybody hours.
Oh my goodness, I've never seen so much drama on the internet.
I've never seen it happen in the middle of an order. Normally, they tell you before the order is happening. This happened, I think somewhere in Marvel was like, wait a minute. Shouldn't it be $27.99? And somebody was like, oh, damn. And then they made the change. But then it started going across the Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Amazon. It immediately started going from $24.99 to $27.99. So there's a price increase. And like I say, probably on the East Coast, it was probably about 9, 10 o'clock there, when it started hitting. And then I just saw people in forums like, what the hell is going on here? And I was like, uh-oh.
Now, I don't know if this is just a coincidence or not, but I heard Steve started working at Hasbro after we let him go. So
there it is.
That could be. Well, like I said, again, this was the topic, but look, we've been, I know Mr. Max and I for a year now have been telling people, do not get comfortable with these prices. The $30 figure is coming. It's inevitable. It's going to come down. I hate to tell the people out in the toy collecting world, but we've been prophesizing that this $27.99 is just a push. I would not be. We were thinking it was going to hit this year, and they tried and didn't. And I think next year it's definitely going to happen because there's no way for them to go from here but up, and that's unfortunate. And look, I think this, it kills the toy collecting community because I think $30 is a price too high. Look, we were bitching when it went from 19 to I think it was like 19 to 21.99 or something right around there, and we thought that was a little high. 24, we kind of got a little bit lapsed, and we were like, okay, and it stayed at that price point for so long we didn't think about it. But 27, and look, while I hate to give fire to the fire, Doom was worth $27.99.
Yeah, there's certain figures that it just, I'm sorry, but if it's going to be $27.99 for every Marvel Legend, You count me out, brother.
And
Count
then-
me out.
Plus tariff,
Yeah.
right? That's not
Yeah.
included.
It's
Well, no,
like-
that's just for Big Bad Toy Store and
if it's
entertainment. Or there wasn't,
Doom or Punisher or maybe a few others, okay, I'll pay the extra. But you will not see me paying J. Jonah Jameson retro figure $27.99. Sorry, it's just not going to happen. So we'll see the consequences, but it pissed off a lot of people that, oh, what'd you get it for? I mean, come on now.
Mhm.
Come on. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on at Hasbro right now.
it was
We
literally
gave
happening
compliments
like
to Marvel Legends team
Yeah.
for releasing a bunch of great stuff. I gotta say, this year has been amazing. But in terms of the pricing and then the Hasbro Pulse disasters and the pre-orders, you all know what happened today, right? This is the wildest stuff. Is that the Dragon Man made to order figure went
saw
up
that.
for sale.
I saw that.
And
Yeah.
so I'm sure it was cancellations and they had limited supply. But that pissed off everyone to say, like, well, why do I need to made to order it then? If you're gonna release it. And there was no response from Hasbro, no transparency. They could have just said, hey, we got some cancellation. No, that's not that's bad on brand, but just say that. But now people might go like, well, I'm gonna place my order from Mephisto. I'll just wait until you all release it a couple weeks later. So they got to get their stuff together. You know, the Star Wars group, they just need to run some actual shows itself. But
Yeah.
as far as the releases, the Hasbro Legends team has been great, but the pricing and the online systems have been just disastrous. And here's another example of what's happening here across Amazons and all that stuff. So.
I will say that there's one bit of criticism we can get on Mr. Storm's soapbox, like Stan. I would say that one of the Marvel Legends team, I'm not going to shout him out, but when the inevitable, before Doom was released, and not for the price increase, but he did write a tweet out that says, "Hey man, get your pocketbooks ready." That is very tone deaf from like a corporate sense of point. You might want to think about the messaging that you're putting out there, because then now that fuels and adds extra thing to the fire, where this whole fiasco happened with the price increase and everything. And so I'll support the increase. Give me something to do with this extra money just laying around. There you go. But now that sparked the flame was he talking about just that pre-order that was dropping, or did he know that it was going to be a price increase? So, you might want to, work on that a little bit with the PR thing. And also, you can't charge $24.99 now $27.99 for fucking R2D2. or Yoda.
Half a figure.
You can't do that now.
Half
Now you've got to really 100% think about this, because like now it's like I'm paying for a 3-inch figure for $27.99, and I just saw I know our buddy Darth Moocher over on the Starlight Digest channel. He's big into this the holiday stuff, and so they had this R2D2 with the Santa hat, and I saw it for at that time it's still $24.99, but I'm like, why are they charging you for half of the plastic? This didn't make any sense. So again, this is one of those moments. If somebody could put in the comments, make this make sense for Mr. Storm. Why is R2D2 the same price as Obi-Wan Kenobi? That's all I need.
I think the main problem they're going to run into is with this price increase, people are going to have to now pick and choose which figures they get. They're not going to be able to buy the whole line. Mm-hmm. So I think they're actually going to see their sales drop on certain figures. Like Wolverines and Spider-Mans are still going to do great, but those niche characters, the smaller ones that they're probably a little on edge of deciding to even put out, they're not going to sell because they can't afford them. So, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, and they're going to be lower in sales. They're going to have to come up with some other crazy idea, probably raise prices.
I will say anybody that ordered that maximum Deadpool last week was Nostradamus. Because that played extremely well, because I can only imagine the price hike for the next Maximum series, and that'll be the real telltale sign if that line will continue, because I think the Maximum Deadpool was at a good price point, but now if there was an increase, I don't know. And let's see what Commander Bly's going off on. Let's see. This is on that they're all going to increase the price on the Black Series. Then I would expect to see more paints. and weathering, not higher prices with less paint. They're gonna have to do something extra, because again, R2D2 for $27.99 is a far stretch here in the collecting community. So again, you got to make it make sense to me, man. But from that price hike to something that we're all on hands and needles, because our good friend Tommy over at Bliss Transmission has been championing this. In fact, when we say champion this, he has been doing a better job than the actual PR department over at the Star Wars line over there. They need to really kind of think about that. The Star Wars team is lacking on this, other than Mr. Stevie. He's kind of been out there kind of running it up. But I see Blitz Transmissions reposting and doing everything he can to try to get this, and the whole hashtags and everything else. And he's got actual hats made and everything. There's a community out here fighting for this. And we've got it down to Monday morning. Well, actually, I'm sorry, Monday late night, early Tuesday morning. You've got your last chance to back this. And if you don't, then I don't know. Right now, Mr. Maddox.
Yes, sir.
As we go over to the lovely tote board over here, what's the actual numbers on this as we sit here Friday night at 7:45 p.m. On the Pacific Coast?
5,363.
That actually was a heck of a jump, because I think yesterday was at 490.
Yeah,
or 49.90 or somewhere around there. So that's I think, and you need this needs to go to 8,000 to actually hit all the tiers.
8,000.
Yeah, it's going to fund. And I think right here too, there's a hashtag that Commander Bly, which it's gone all over the place, and Tommy's been doing that. Then also this one that I think only Commander Bly's been pushing.
That's his own thing.
But also, it lets you know it'll fund. Not worried about it at all. I think it's look. Whenever we were going through this several weeks ago with the Snowcat, I knew the international orders would pull this at 5,000 right now. I think if it gets close to 6 before the end of the weekend, this is a no-brainer that every tier is going to lock. If they can't get it to 6 by the end of the weekend, a tier may be a problem on that. So we'll see, but it's definitely going to fund, because that was a heck of a jump when it had a very slow, steady period. Now, I know that none of us here, paid for that, because, we're doing every other thing for the world, making pandas, all kind of stuff like that. But if, let's just say, everybody has some excess money, like, somebody rolled and got that 1.96 lottery earnings, and I don't know if you could actually, they would give you the credit so you could actually back this before Monday. But would anybody out of the group consider backing this if you were a Star Wars fan?
No,
because
I wouldn't back it, because I saw it at Comic-Con.
Okay. We're sure we did see it at Comic-Con.
And I love the vehicles. Like, I think these are great. I wanted the Ghost. I didn't get it. But I seen this at Comic-Con. I was like, yeah, I mean, people are going to be upset when they get it.
Yeah.
But
it goes back to the Toy Box Chronicles episode you guys did around, figuring out where to put this on a shelf. And the reason why I won't even now attempt to get the Rattler is where is that going to go?
Yeah.
Like, so I can't, where's this gonna go?
Yeah.
I already got a Dragonfly, and that I barely got room for that, and it's just too much. So cool thing, but too expensive, and at some point you're like, you can't collect them all.
Yeah,
they're not Pokemon.
Yeah. There's a pick and choose moment that's going on.
It's just too big of a, especially the planes and the helicopters. Man, it's just great shelf presence, but at some point you're like, I don't have enough airspace unless you dangle them from the ceiling, and at that point,
or you just make them centerpieces on your dining room table.
Yeah, the wife's really gonna love that.
You can put some flowers in it for dinner.
Yeah. Rattler by candlelight.
Can you imagine that? It's like oh damn, the mashed potatoes in the lat again. Well, all right, it's all good. Hey, Grandma, could you roll that his tank over? Let me get some more butter. Sounds like a SKN skit ready to go.
get towards that. But well, like I said again, Monday this comes to a stop actually, and if you're on Monday, then you turn into the toy chest at 5:30 Pacific time. Myself, Darth Moocher. I don't know if Mr. Solo will be attending. I know that Tommy from Blitz Transmission will, and we will be going right into the final stretches of this funding or not. And we'll be, if you want to see somebody have the greatest part of anxiety, tune in to see Blitz Transmission because he's got everything backed on this one.
Because I'm still not so sure it's going to fund just because they still need over 2,000 people in a week.
It'll fund.
That's a lot of people.
It's
Star
they
Wars
have to put out
fans,
a lot
man.
of money.
It's
Star Wars
the
fans.
international. They haven't put the international orders in. That's going to account for at least about 4,000 to 5,000 orders. They've done this time and time again. On they may drop it over the weekend just to to ease tensions, but they usually do it a day before it ends. They do this major drop, and then you're like, wow, that's a lot. And actually, what's this spoiler alert for the stream? Tommy will be giving away a lad hat.
That's nice. That's nice of Tommy. Here's a question for Commander Bly. Does Tommy know?
Oh, yes, that actually may be a clue. So, like I said, again, from there, we've gotten into this pre-order mafia. Hopefully everybody out there is primed and ready for next week's installment. But I guess it's time for the old trusted and faithful Mr. Rad. What's coming up?
Well, before we get there, I just want to remind everyone we have this amazing Discord channel as we continue to build a community, the Shadowe Syndicate, the Shadow Army, the SKN crew. Join us. If you're new to Discord, easy, download the app. Super simple. You don't have to do anything else, but lots of updates and channel stuff, and you can interact with some of us as well. Obviously, we've got the IGs, the socials, so follow as well, but the Discord is definitely a little bit more regularly focused in on chatting with the community and stuff. So if you've never been a part of a Discord chat, do it now. And if you already are, it's a simple click of a button. So that, and then obviously, as always, subscribe. But to your point, Mr. Storm, well, we do have another popular segment, and that is SKN News.
Okay. I guess there you go. From that wasn't Steve, that was me actually.
Oh, you just
No, he's screwing up Hasbro.
I can't blame him anymore since he's over at Hasbro now. Yeah, from our world to your world, this is SKN News powered by plasticnews.com. We're going to put up a little poll in the comment area right here. We're going to ask people that our segment has been called SKN News for the longest, but we are looking at some modifications here. Should we actually call it SKN News, or since we have our person who's sponsoring us and they're kind of paying for stuff, should we actually change this to Plastic News? So we're going to put that down and ask everyone to, put your thoughts and let it be known.
Well, let me see.
This segment.
See, this check came in.
Yeah,
I vote plastic. I vote plastic. Plastic News it is. No poll needed.
Before they change their mind.
So there are first in the night. Now, look, this is one I'd like to say that we here at SKN have championed this through. And I've even saw a Facebook group that actually 100% rolls with this. So popcorn buckets are beginning popular. And if you're on Facebook, there's the movie and theater popcorn bucket Facebook group. And there are people like the way we collect toys, there's people that collect these buckets. It's amazing. Well, there's a new one that you can add in. And guess what? Everyone is jumping on. Everybody from Regal to Cinemark to Alamo Draft House to Marcus Theaters. If you've got a theater in the United States, you're jumping on the Tron Ares popcorn bucket point. So this is happening right now. And the thing that I love is, look, I didn't think this movie was going to be much of anything really to talk about because everybody was giving the Jared Leto kind of thing. But seeing that last trailer and then seeing these buckets, kind of piqued my curiosity. So let's read the little stilo. The official Rico Cinema account has shown off its new Tron Ares popcorn bucket. The caption for the post reads, "Immerse yourself in Tron Ares." And you get light cycles, you get popcorn containers. They've got it coming to theaters on October 10th. The light cycle container is sold at select locations while supplies last. And Cinemark Theaters has its own Ares Tron popcorn bucket, which is a traditional design with the poster from the movie printed on the container. Alamo Drafthouse is getting involved in this as well. They are releasing limited edition pint glasses that can only be brought with the purchase of a ticket for the film, while AMC has its own popcorn bucket design, and the theater is also promoting a collectible keychain. So right now on the screen, we see right here that this is the light cycle over at Rego. It looks kind of cool. And, I've seen areas where it holds popcorn. Doesn't look like it holds a lot. And I don't know if it lights up because he didn't say that. But if it does, that's actually kind of cool. I might have to go hunting for this. But from there, also, they've got over at Rego an actual arcade container, which is really kind of cool. I don't remember the arcade looking like that when I was younger, but okay. And then over at Cinemark, you can look at again. They've got Cinemark didn't really kind of jump through hoops here. You can get a combo, which you can come with a large container, which is 170 ounces of popcorn, and then you have the drink that comes with it. So it's a combo. You've also got the light cycle they have over there, and then a couple other souvenir cups and a wall cup, which is really kind of cool as well. So, you've got some points, but they didn't, Cinemark didn't really kind of, go creative on this. They kind of just did a bucket, really. And it says, I can help you fellas out. I never got, I'm trying to look on the screen for this one. Sorry, Commander Bly. The screen is a little too big for me.
Never on hype. What am I missing?
Well, okay.
Look, I agree with you on the very first movie.
Yes.
I never understood Tron 1982. It was, like the concept was a little too ridiculous for me, especially 1982 being digitized into a computer. And, it was cool once you're inside there. I love the light cycles and everything. But the first one is kind of a boring movie. And the second one, though, Legacy, was pretty cool. That's has everything going for it with the visuals. The soundtrack is amazing. It's actually the best part of the movie. So check out the second.
Dr. Brindley's mic is a little off.
Yeah. And when you're looking at all the other things that we have on the bucket, yes, testing. We're rolling
as soon as we started making fun of AI, shit went downhill, didn't it?
Yeah.
And now
I know it did. It got us. Then we jump over to AMC. Now AMC is kind of taking it out to the next level. Now, while they did while they did do a popcorn bucket, they did a popcorn bucket to the next level. I'll give them credit. Now you can actually see on their version of the light cycle how you can actually hold the popcorn. And again, I don't think that's a lot of popcorn, but hey, you're buying it for the design, but that's still cool. But the thing that gets me is concession collectibles. Now, look, when we, myself and Mr. Maddox were able to do something earlier in the summer, which we hadn't been able to do, we were able to score some of those Jurassic World buckets. And, I was extremely happy with the bucket I got. And of course, Mr. Maddox went up with the incubator system, which was really cool as well. But let's say you don't want to have the actual light cycle popcorn bucket. This also looks pretty hard to sit on a lap and hold. I like this version of the actual, I guess the brick kind of format of the system on the popcorn bucket for the Tron Ares one. And then I like the actual drink. And so I will give them credit, but also taking it up one notch too is that you can expect the grid with an actual light up coaster, and they actually get a drink of McGuffins. So I think I'll do that, and I'm digging that actual keychain, which they have a giveaway for that as well. If you have to go into one of their, I believe it's IMAX. If you see an IMAX, you have a chance to actually get put in for the light cycle keychain. But I like AMC's offering. I give them credit for that. But we're not done, gentlemen. Not by a long shot. But that McGuffin drink, might have to do that one, man. I might need a light cycle take me there for there.
I got
And
you.
Marcus Theaters also has, now you can actually see it does light up. So Marcus actually, I give them credit over there. They actually show that it will light up, so you put your popcorn bucket in. You may have to hunt for that one. I like their concession cup, and then you can actually see the arcade on there. But you know us, man. We like to have a good time when we go out. So if there was ever an Alamo Draft House and everything, I might have to get myself some of these actual pint glasses, because the more you drink, I think the more that light cycle speeds around the cup on its own. So they've got some really good offerings. I think Alamo Draft House and I think that AMC were the better of them. So, that's just my point of view, gentlemen. But what do you guys think, man? Is this piquing curiosity? Hey, I might have to buy some of these, or nah, not.
Yeah, I mean, look, AMC, probably gonna try to get the keychain, and then I'll have to go and watch it again at Alamo Draft House to get these cups.
Yeah, because the Alamo Draft House, you actually have to see. They won't sell you the cup unless you actually go see it. So,
whatever.
Here's the thing. It's a tough one, because you want to go to AMC to get the actual stuff, because you're going to watch the movie. But if it's not good, then you're going to want to get the pint glass and just drink the next movie out of your existence. So
that's why you do one. That's why you do AMC first, because if it's not good, you're not upset, but at least you got the popcorn stuff. And if it's like semi, you can kind of take it, you can go to the Alamo Draft House and get all 3 cups and just drink them before the movie starts.
Exactly. And he said, I'm liking the popcorn bucket though. And again, I think this is very creative. And again, this is something that we've championed here on SKN, because we saw that this was how they used to do it in the olden days when you used to go to theater. They used to make it an actual spectacle. They're doing that again, and I'm glad, and it's hype people to go to the movie. Look, we saw this was one of the better box offices of the year. People were really thrilled. But when we went to our local, was it Regal or was it AMC? When we saw Jurassic World, I think it was Regal. When we get that Regal, there were more people buying popcorn buckets than I had ever seen before. Everyone was like, "No, give me this one, give me that." They had a ready stock of that.
And they had that whole back area roped off.
Yeah,
with giant boxes, which were also then popcorn buckets.
Yeah, it was really kind of cool. I'm glad it's kind of getting people back into the theaters. God knows it's probably the only thing that a family can afford to go to. So it works. But going from one spectacle to another spectacle, and that is, there's something that's happened to fandom that is just getting a little weird. Now, I've heard this started last year, but it is rolling into this year as well, and everything else. So that Fanta. Now, but here's the thing: Fanta's not its own company; it's owned by Coca-Cola. Just to give you that kind of prefix. But they decided that, you know what, we're going to take over Halloween ourselves. They did this last year. A friend of mine told me. I happened to actually be looking for this kind of stuff. I was like, what the hell? Is Chucky has a flavor? So it's got several points. You've got the Black Phone too. Very good tie-in. I heard that. I haven't actually seen that first movie. I've heard it's pretty good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
They've got a strawberry flavor for that. Maybe that's for blood or something. I don't know. This one kind of shocked me. Halloween 2 pineapple. I don't know if that's the flavor that I think for Michael Myers, but okay. The Chucky Punch. And this is an exclusive favor. It's got Chucky on it. Who would have known? And then you've got Five Nights at Freddy Orange, which they didn't really do a lot. Now, here's the thing. Every now and then we kind of do things on the show, and people say, put your money where your mouth is. And every now and then we like to prove that we do. So here's what we're going to do. I thought just for this show right here, I got myself a Freddy's Punch. And we're going to see. Now, here's the thing. On this show, this is SKN. We don't do anything that's kind of high class. So I got myself a nice cup to put this in, not drinking from the bottle and everything. Because, that's not how we do things over here. You go over to anybody else's YouTube channel. see them drink that kind of crap. But here we like to do a little elegance. So we're gonna.
Oh yeah, is that cup? What yacht is that cup from?
That's the 120 footer one, man.
Oh, Newport Beach one.
Yeah. This one.
Now, if you take a sip of it and a little doll comes out of the closet and starts stabbing you, we're going off the air very quickly.
So now, we'll just go in. We'll do a couple of things like the smell strawberry.
Look at that
strawberry.
Yeah,
little
strawberry.
fizz. Now you can see
moderators
the
make clipping this. We're gonna need this to send the Fanta.
Yeah, we've got you got the fizz in there. That's what I like, especially from the Coca-Cola. I'm not a Pepsi man myself because Pepsi go flat too damn quick. But I kind of like when it goes through this. So, got to put some ice in the cup, bro. Let me tell you something. We would do that, but, it's like that would leave. There's the refrigerators all the way on the other side of the house.
Don't forget to put your pinky out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's true. It's true.
There it is.
But we'll sit there and let's do a little taste of this. Okay. It is rushing to the flavors. It's just strawberry soda. It's no extra kick to it. It's just strawberry. That's all it is.
No hint of like 2-foot killer doll.
No, but hey, you know what? I'm always a person that even at a wine sipping, they always say don't do it twice. But damn it, I'm there to drink. So, yeah.
You sure don't smell like burnt plastic?
Commander Bly wants to know if that's from yacht number 5, which I don't think that one is 5.
No. I wouldn't keep that in Newport.
It was either the Nina, the Pinta, or the Santa Maria. I forget which one.
It was one of those. Yeah, bro, it's just standard Fanta.
Yeah. You know what? I'm so glad because if it was Five Nights at Freddy's, the original Fanta drink, I would not pick it up. But since it's Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I'm definitely picking up the Fanta drink.
I will give credit though. Hey, marketing wise, every now and then you do something you want to, to get it over to a different audience. It may draw. I did notice that the store that I was in, people were actually picking up. They have in 12-pack format. It's a standard. And people were picking that up just on the aspect is such a novelty. There's one guy that laughed and said, Chucky's Punch and everything. I'm getting that. And he's like picked up a 12-pack and it was working. They were selling items and everything. So I noticed the black phone too, though. People were like, no, I'm good on that one. And then there was a bootleg. There was a guy outside that really was like had me worried because he was slinging this. And it wasn't the Five Nights at Freddy's, but it was the bootleg Nicolas Cage movie. And I was like, well, when did they make that? And he said, oh yeah, this ain't made by Coke, brother. Like
Willy's Wonderland soda.
Yeah, that was lean and Sprite.
Now I want to know like the whole process over at the Fanta factory. Like they're testing stuff out and they're like, this tastes like Halloween 2.
Yeah, exactly. Or again, why was Michael Myers pineapple? I didn't get that.
I'm just waiting for that Leprechaun in the Hood limited edition.
Hey,
they should have had a lime drink or something.
They put it in as green or something else like that. And Luck of the Irish is going with me, brother.
I don't know if it's gonna be Lucky drinking that stuff.
It'll taste like 4-leaf clovers and bullets. But I'm down to get it. Well, like I said, if I come across any other flavors and everything, we'll be doing this every now and then on BBI. But we'll definitely have to see if that goes. And let's see, we got one more, and I'll actually let Mr. Maddox do this because I know that he is. If you look in the background, well, he's a master of this one because I've been over a couple of times, and all I have to tell you is, Mr. Maddox, who'd you get? There you go. It's on you, brother.
Oh man, that's right. The legendary. I mean, look, we've all been waiting for. Hopefully, this isn't. Well, I don't know if this is going to be as good as the original Street Fighter movie, but Legendary has inked a 3-year pact with Paramount to distribute its movies, with the Capcom video game adaptation of Street Fighter the first out of the gate. How do you say this guy's name?
Kitawa Sakari.
Kitawa Sakari directed feature now has a release of October 16th, 2026. The Street Fighter movie includes Noah Sentry as Ken Masters, Andrew Kojoy as Ryu, Kaliana Liang as Chun-Li, Jason Momoa as Blanca, Roman Reigns as Akuma, David Dastamaka Masta
I mean, what they did is they got
the
all
names are worse
Bison.
than the next.
They're
I
like,
know.
they're like, what actors should we get for Street Fighter? I want the hardest last names to pronounce in this movie right now.
Yeah. Cody Arhodes as Guile. The film also features Vidyut Jamawal as Dawson. And so what happens here is that
Vidget over here.
Mr. Storm likes to put things on there and just be like, "Hey, how do I just F Chet?" And that is what
No,
it is.
that was not it. That was put on simply because you had the Street Fighter cabinet behind you. I know what kind of fan you are of Street Fighter. But then as we started looking at it, it's like, oh God, this is really
If anyone had a chance with those names, it was you because you're a fan.
Mr. Storm saw the cue card and it was in Cleon, and he said, "You're next."
But the thing also is that if there's a point, look, you know, when you help chug a man's cabinet into a house and everything, there's a certain thing. There's a Street Fighter kind of thing from it, and each one of these characters, even Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, which you're like, it's interesting. You know, I thought Cody Rhodes and Jason Momoa definitely makes sense. Same thing where you've got 50 Cent on some of these characters, Chun-Li's actress as well. So this one they actually are trying to cast with expectations of this being like, similar to the characters. Now, I don't know. I've seen Mr. Jackson in several films. I don't know if there's going to be too much acting. Cody Rhodes, I don't know. Roman Reigns is going to have to pick this up. This is going to be if whatever you're the director on this one, it's a tough one because people are going to think there's no credibility to these actors.
Yeah, here's the problem with this stupid film is that why do you have so many damn people announced for the first film? Having this many people in the first film basically tells me that they have no storyline because there's no way you could put it's not going to make sense. Dudes vs Onoko Rin, what is your cargo and destination? Over. Yeah, this is one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I don't think this can be as good as the first one. That's all I'm saying.
That's a hell of a bar to have.
They could make this movie and we could watch it backwards and it'd be better than the first one.
Yes. And
there's
actually,
no way it's going to be worse than the first.
That original movie, I think that was unfortunately Raul Gula's last movie that he ever did. So he had to die with that on his resume, which is a shame because the man was an actual good actor. John Claude Van Damme can't be said as well. But
no, I think it would have been worse if he had lived longer. And that was the last thing he did.
He probably saw the rough.
Right, he was like, "Oh no, I'm out."
Yeah.
But when you look at this one again, it's like, I am worried about this because, look, I don't think, Dr. Britton and I talked about this as well. You don't always need 100% to have these great actors in all these films. You just need good actors. I don't know if they've accomplished this because, again, I've seen Roman Reigns, I think, only in Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah, and I think it was for 5-10 minutes.
If we had to play bingo and you were able to get bingo like 12 different ways on this card, and all you had to do is put an X on the good actors, you would never get bingo.
Yeah, that's what has me. And again, this is it's a great, it's a great storyline. And I think you're right, Chet. I think there's too many actors here because what are they going to do? Because you're going to kill off a couple actors. You could have saved some characters for a second film.
It's gonna make money. It's international Street Fighter, big name. It'll do its money.
It's literally just gonna be a movie of someone putting a quarter in an arcade machine. This is how it's gonna work. It's gonna be a kid that dreams that he wishes he could be in Street Fighter, and it's a little Cody Rhodes is like mini Guile, and he puts it in, and then his brain goes crazy. And he starts to think, and he starts thinking in digital, and then he gets zapped into the Street Fighter machine, and he has to play through but only on one quarter because it's real life at this point. And then that by the end of it, he's got to be Balrog, but then Bison shows up, and then not to mention that But when that happens, the end scene is where you'll see M. Bison come out, and it'll be like, "Are you ready?" And then the credits will roll, and then be dun 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 dun, dun, and then that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, the commander plays. It's almost a recipe for failure at this point. To stack a film like this with a bunch of known actors, and yeah, it's a shame. I think this is fairly an easy one. Now here's a question to put to everyone: Mortal Kombat or this? Which one you think is still going to be better?
Mortal Kombat.
This one will make more money and it'll be better.
No
This
way.
will absolutely
No.
make way more money because Street Fighter 2 in the gaming world is crazy at Evo. It's massive international.
Yeah, and plus you're bringing in the wrestling
huge.
fans.
It's
People are
huge
gonna show up
across
and watch
multiple assets.
Yeah.
Any way you can think about it. And Mortal Kombat realistically is only famous in the US markets because it's not as big of a tournament ready video game, and I think that's why Street Fighter will win.
I will say though that they just pushed back Mortal Kombat 2 to summer next year because I think they think they have a hit on their hands, and the more people will see it during the summer. So I think they actually have a good movie, and so they're playing their hand, and this doesn't scream to me, hey, this looks like a great production.
Well,
but it doesn't matter. People will make it. The people will show up.
You and I will put a quarter on the screen.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, I hope Mortal Kombat's good too.
Street Fighter, though, yeah.
Yeah, I hope Mortal Kombat's good, but I think you're pulling the wrestling fans, the worldwide audience, and if it's just decent, it'll
Carl
make
Urban.
money.
Yeah,
Carl Urban can't hold a movie up. Are you kidding me?
No, he can't. Not one franchise
Urban,
yet.
No, not yet.
He's tried all of them.
I wish him the best. He was great in The Boys, so got to give him that. All right, we'll see. We shall see.
Well, absolutely. With that, gentlemen, that's the end of SK News.
Well, we got the big one. We got the big one coming up, boys. And that is LA Comic Con 2025. And we are going to be there. We got a lot of amazing things. If you follow the socials, we've got exciting new collaborations, partnerships, toy lines galore. So if you can make it down and hang out with us, we're at booth 810-810. But if you can't make it down to LA, we'll be posting a lot of content and videos, and I'm sure there'll be lots of other LA Comic-Con videos with bloggers. It's the heart of Hollywood, so I'm sure you'll see us popped up at some point. But big show, man. I'm excited. We've been putting a lot of work and effort into it, and we can't wait to reveal what's happening, including, SKN crew will be there, along with a lot of other amazing people in the toy and collectible industry.
Yeah, and behind the scenes SKN crew as well. Meeks will actually be there in person.
Yes, he will.
He graciously said that he would show up, even though I threatened him. I mean, he said yes, so that's fantastic. We have a lot of great partners coming in and flying in and joining us. Admin Comics, Dead Man Juan, and a bunch of other people. So Vonner's going to be there, which is great. You can come by, stop, say hi to him. We'll have Odd Frog Entertainment will be there as well, as long with Advent Comics. Which Advent Comics, I gotta be honest, I'm a little excited because that is a backlog of amazing comics. If you don't know about Advent Comics, go check them out. It's gonna be a big push for that at LA Comic Con. And then yes, obviously, of course, everybody here.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Meeks.
It's going to be huge. So hang out, follow the channels. Again, Discord, Instagram, we'll be posting updates. And then we got Jolana 2025. Uru Toys is going to be there. Obviously, some amazing vehicles. And, if you haven't seen Uru Toys, it is... I can't wait for that thing to actually be released, man. I think that the Bandito and those two vehicles are gonna set the industry on fire.
Absolutely.
And then New York Comic Con, obviously some big stuff happening there with some, all the exclusives that hit New York Comic Con right after LA Comic Con. It's going to be fun and exciting. Anything else we want to mention here on the cons?
No, other than we thank our partners over at Plastic News for sponsoring the SCAN and Toy Box Chronicles and everybody else on the face of the planet's upcoming events.
Yes, sir. Well, we had been teasing it for many weeks now, and officially next week, we're excited to start to incorporate some cool reviews and topics with our two latest affiliates and partners. One, Kid Robot, which we've been talking about a lot, and so we're excited to bring that to you as we roll into the middle of September. And then last week we also teased another new partner, the Godzilla, big Godzilla and Kaiju trailer. And so we're excited to announce that we're also an official affiliate and partner of Bandai USA. So big company there. As you all know, Bandai does all the variety of anime, manga. They got all the licenses, SH Figure Arts, SH Monster Arts, and then obviously good Godzilla. So more to come there. Very excited. But those are, we said, the back end of the year is going to be really big. So on top of LA Comic Con, 2 new affiliate partnerships that we're excited to unfold, and so more to come. So stay tuned to the channel. But really excited that we'll have some new stuff for you. Gentlemen, last thoughts before we adjourn.
Bandai is my
Uh-huh.
My last thought
I will
is,
just say this. Say this. Commander Bly, I did let Mr. Storm know of something that is coming his way for review, and I would say Mr. Storm probably had a very similar sentiment to how the excitement of what Bandai is able to produce. And let's just say he's a big boy, and I think he's the king of Marvel at this point as well. Not just king of other things, but he's the man.
He's so big, I'm gonna have to put a seatbelt on when I drive him around. last thing of the night is this Chucky flavor is kind of wearing on me. He's the vitamin spice.
Oh shit! Well,
revenge right now.
Well,
yeah, the Chucky flavored Fanta gives you Montezuma's revenge. So good luck.
Hey Steve, sorry buddy. Hey, sorry to call you so late. Looks like Storm might be out next week. Yeah, he drank the Fanta. We're gonna need you to fill in, buddy. All right, thanks. Later.
All I'm warning is just don't drink the black phone too. Chucky's doing this. I can only imagine what that's gonna do.
Storm got the sure. Well, again, as always, we appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Whether you're in live in the chat, as always, we appreciate you. Commander Bly, Meeks hanging out, and all the rest of you all that hang out weekly. And for those of you catching the replay, we're on every Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Pixels, Plastic, and Ink, what you're watching now. And don't forget, every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time on the channel is the Toy Box Chronicles, featuring Chet Maddox and Mr. Alexander Storby to talk about the world of toys and collectibles exclusively. Also interviews and guests, so don't hesitate to tune in on Wednesdays. But other than that, you all have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you on Wednesday. Adios.